friends, welcome back. Because in previous videos we have started molecular orbital theory, which are the important aspects are related to the molecular orbital theory, or how we discuss the MOT. Now these are the very important aspects related to this phenomenon. Now I will give a very systematic postulates, because in previous videos I already introduced you how the bonding molecular orbital is formed, how the anti-bonding molecular orbital is formed, and if the atomic orbital is odd, then one non-bonding orbital is also formed, which is not involved in the bonding. So actually now I am with real molecular orbital theory, which are the important aspects are present inside of this theory. Now dear students, see very systematically toward the boards, because each and every postulates, actually write down in your notebook all the things related to this. Actually molecular orbital theory put forward by Hunts and Mulliken, which can be applied to explain the property which will not explained by valence bond theory. It means the limitation of valence bond theory overcome by the molecular orbital theory. Limitation of valence bond theory means what? Suppose if we explain the magnetic property of O2 according to valence bond theory, because you know valence bond theory says that only half filled orbital are involved in the bond formation, and then half filled orbital become full filled, the pair of electron takes place, and whenever the pairing takes place, then that orbital become the diamagnetic. Means according to valence bond theory, oxygen is a diamagnetic. Why it is diamagnetic? Because outer orbital of this O2 molecule contain the paired of electron, and this is the consideration of valence bond theory. But in real sense, but in actual practice, what we says that, but in actual practice, experimental evidence says that O2 is paramagnetic. So why the paramagnetic nature of O2 we cannot explain by valence bond theory? Because that one is the limitation of this valence bond theory, and such a limitation of valence bond theory is overcome by the molecular orbital theory. So this is a very interesting and important concept related to this. Actually molecular orbital theory put forwards by Hunts and Mulliken, you know very well Hunts and Mulliken, and finally which explain the limitations of VBT. Now what is the definition of valence bond theory? Write down in your notebook definition, which I already discussed in the previous videos. Write down definition. The atomic orbital lose their identity during molecule formation and form new orbital termed as molecular orbital. Obviously the atomic orbital lose their identity during molecule formation, and atomic orbital is converted into molecular orbital. Obviously now when atomic orbital are overlapped to each other, then in the overlapping what's happened, atomic orbital lose their identity. Obviously now, because in previous videos we are completed, this is H, this is H, this is 1s, this is 1s, and finally H2, and H2 become the 1s2. Is it okay? H2 become the 1s2. Now these are the atomic orbital. Now what happened in this atomic orbital? Atomic orbital lose their identity during the bond formation. Is it okay? Now this is not atomic orbital. Now this is what molecular orbital. This is what molecular orbital. So this is the successful definition required to you by considering the molecular orbital theory. So write down first point: the atomic orbital lose their identity during formation of molecule and form new orbital termed as the molecular orbital. It means that atomic orbital loses their identity. Now dear students, now this is the definition. Now what is the characteristics of the molecular orbital? Now I am going to discussing with you. These are the some important characteristics, features of the molecular orbital. Which are the important characters of this molecular orbital? See the important character related to this. See the important character or important phenomenon related to molecular orbital. The first important character: molecular orbital formed by overlapping of atomic orbital of same energy. Is it okay? Write down in your notebook. The first molecular orbital is formed by overlapping of atomic orbital of same energy. Obviously, suppose for example formation of S2 molecule, overlapping of 1s takes place, and after overlapping, so these are the atomic orbital. It means, and when these atomic orbital overlap to each other, then it gives the one orbital. This is called as the molecular orbital. Out of that, one is bonding, other one is the anti-bonding. Okay, doesn't matter. But how the molecular orbital is formed? The molecular orbital is formed by the overlapping of atomic orbital. Is it okay? The molecular orbital is formed by the overlapping of what? Atomic orbital having similar in their energy or having equal in their energy. This is the first point. Write on second point: number of molecular orbital is formed. This is very important. This is very important. Second point: number of molecular orbital is formed. Dear students, number of molecular orbitals is formed number of molecular orbital is formed is equal to what? Is equal to number of atomic orbital. So how many atomic orbitals are there? By using that atomic orbitals, so number of molecular orbital is formed. So this is the very interesting phenomenon. Number of molecular orbital is formed is equal to number of atomic orbital is involved in what? Is in number of atomic orbital is involved in overlapping. So this is the another important and interesting point. Whenever we discuss about the number of molecular orbital is formed, the number of molecular orbital is formed is always equal to number of atomic orbitals is involved in overlapping. So the second important things, half of the molecular orbital, this point already I discussed with you in the previous videos. So listen very carefully. Third point, half molecular orbital have lower in energy. Half molecular orbitals have lower in energy, obviously lower in energy than atomic orbital. Lower in energy than what? Lower in energy than atomic orbital, and such orbital is called as atomic orbital. Such orbital then atomic orbital is called what we is called bonding molecular orbital. Is called what? Bonding molecular orbital. Dear student, this is very important things. It means those molecular orbital which have a lower in energy than atomic orbital, such a molecular orbital is called as the bonding molecular orbital, because the energy of bonding molecular orbital is lower than the atomic orbital. Now the fourth important things, exactly half molecular orbital, the fourth postulates I am explaining you. The half are the higher energy, obviously the remaining half are the higher energy, and such a higher energy atomic orbital, higher energy is called anti-bonding molecular orbital. This is called as anti-bonding molecular orbital. So these are the very interesting and important phenomenons related to this concept. Half have the higher energy, half are the higher energy is called as anti-bonding molecular orbital. So when such a molecular orbital is formed, then electron we feel in that molecular orbital. In previously electrons are present in atomic orbital. The electron which is present in atomic orbital, we feel that electrons in the molecular orbital, and the filling of electron in molecular orbital takes place. Listen very carefully. Now the fifth postulates, the filling of electrons in what? Filling of electrons in molecular orbital. Dear student, this is very important. Filling of electrons in molecular orbitals takes place according to Hund's rule, according to Pauli's principle, according to above principle. The first one is there according to AUFBAU, according to Abba's principle. Yes or no? According to Abba's principle. The second according to the Hund's rule. Second what? According to the Hund's rule. And the third we can say according to the Pauli's exclusion principle. So these principles we already completed in atomic structure topic. So these are the very important things. Now dear friends, dear students, I am explaining you the sixth and very higher level postulates. This postulates is very important to you for your NEET examination, for your JEE examination, either might maybe JEE advanced or JEE main examination, also NEET. Now what happened? The sixth postulate, wave function for bonding molecular orbital is added. And wave function for anti-bonding molecular orbital is subtracted. Means what? What is the meaning of wave function? Actually, the wave function in chemistry introduced by quantum mechanics branch, because quantum mechanics gives us very crystal clear idea regarding the wave function. I know this one is very critical and complicated point, but we don't require that much level in this point, because wave function is nothing but psi. So what happened for bonding molecular orbital? See here, wave function, this is very important to view. Wave function for bonding molecular orbital, wave function for bonding molecular orbitals is added means what is added? It means psi b is equal to, psi b means what? Psi b means bonding molecular orbital. Psi b is equal to, suppose for example b, we represent b, psi a plus psi b. What is the meaning of psi a? Psi a means a wave function of atomic orbital. Psi b means wave function of another atomic orbital. Then what is psi b? Psi b means bonding molecular orbital. So in this case, wave function for bonding molecular orbital is this. And dear student, wave function for in place of bonding, if we consider anti-bonding molecular orbital, wave function for what? Anti-bonding molecular orbitals is subtracted. Psi a is equal to, a means what? Psi a means what? A stand for anti-bonding. Therefore psi a is equal to, we people say psi a minus psi b. Therefore the energy of this orbital is increases. So psi a is what? What is the meaning of capital psi a? The capital psi a means wave function of atom A. You keep in your mind, wave function of atom A. I doesn't have much more space. I want to write another some postulates here. So you write down in your notebook, what is the capital psi a? Wave function of atom A. What is the capital psi b? Wave function of atom B. What is small a? Anti-bond, wave function of anti-bonding orbital. What is small b? Wave function of anti-bonding molecular orbital. Capital means atomic orbital, small means the molecular orbital. Now dear student, if psi square is a charge density in orbital, then squaring we get, if listen very carefully, if psi square is a charge density in orbital, listen, this is a very interesting postulate. If psi square is a charge density in orbitals, so psi square is a charge density in orbitals, then what happen here? Charge density in orbitals, then at that time then bonding, then squaring we get, then squaring we get, then squaring we get, then we squaring, then squaring we get, we square the orbital, squaring we get, you square these two orbital, then psi b square is equal to, you just square for the bonding. First we see the bonding, for bonding, see toward this, for bonding we square the bonding. The psi b square is equal to psi a plus psi plus what? Psi b square. We squaring the bonding amount. Psi a plus psi b square is equal to what happen now? This what happen is equal to psi a square is equal to what happens? Psi a square plus psi b square. You multiply the psi a square plus psi b square is equal to, psi b square means bonding amount squaring, psi a square plus psi b square, then finally psi a square plus psi b square, then plus 2 psi a plus psi b, psi a plus psi b. So what indicate this? My friends, this is very important, this is very important. What indicate this? Listen very carefully. The area of psi b square increases by, the area of psi b square, the area of psi b square increases by 2 psi a plus psi b. This area is increases to psi a plus psi b, and this represent that larger overlap of atomic orbital, greater will be the charge density. What indicate this? Larger overlap of atomic orbital, greater will be the charge density, and hence stable bond will be formed. That's why the only stable bond is formed by overlapping of bonding orbital, overlapping of bonding orbital. Now see what's happened after squaring the anti-bonding orbital, after squaring the anti-bonding orbital. Now second what happened? Anti-bonding orbital, because the area is increased by 2 psi a psi b na, and as area increases the overlapping also increases. Is it okay? As area increases the overlapping also increases, and overlapping is increases, it means that overlapping is called an effective overlapping, that decrease the energy of molecule, increase the stability of molecule. Therefore the only molecule becomes stable that time if the overlapping takes place from the bonding orbital. Now what's happening in the anti-bonding orbital? Psi a square is equal to psi a minus psi b square. Is it okay? Psi a minus psi b square. The same, how we write the psi a minus psi b square? Psi a square, now the same concept become, how this become? Psi a square plus psi b square minus 2 psi a plus psi b. Now the area decreased by 2 psi a psi b, and this is not effective overlapping, and this is not effective overlapping. The bond which is formed by anti-bonding orbital is less stable. This bond is less stable, and dear friend, dear student, this bond is what? This bond is more stable because area of this orbital increased by this phenomenon. So these are the very interesting postulates. So what is difference between bonding MOs and anti-bonding MOs? I will give you some idea related to you, which are the major differences between the bonding MOs and anti-bonding MOs, because once if you know the difference between bonding MOs and anti-bonding MOs, write down in your notebook, write down, make a 2 section, in one section write down bonding MOs and in another section write down anti-bonding MOs. Now what is bonding MOs? Bonding MOs is a result of linear combination of atomic orbital when their wave function is added. Obviously, the bonding MOs is a linear function of atomic orbital when the wave function is added. And anti-bonding may write down in anti-bonding, you make the 2 section in your notebook. In one section write down BMOs, in another section ABMOs. What is the first point of BMOs? In first, bonding MOs is the result of linear combination of atomic orbital in which wave function is added. Write down in anti-bonding MOs, the linear combination of atomic orbital in which wave function is subtracted. Wave function is what? Subtracted. Okay. Next, it does not have node. A bonding orbital doesn't have node, but anti-bonding orbital have node. Means what? Node means what? This is called as, this is the node. This is node. Bonding orbital doesn't have node, but anti-bonding have a node. I will explain you what is the meaning of node if you have a time, but I know, dear student, I am explaining very critical and large point. Suppose I have such orbital, my dear friend, this is plus plus minus minus, same sign overlapping, this is bonding MOs, this is bonding MOs. And how we call, suppose this is atomic orbital, we write like this way because both are become the plus. Suppose now we have this type of, now this is anti-bonding MOs because it have a node. So what happen here? This portion become positive, this become positive, means this positive, minus minus, not overlapping. This is anti-bonding MOs. It means anti-bonding MOs have a node, bonding MOs have a zero node. Keep in your mind. And next, charge density increases between 2 nuclei, resulting attraction between them. And charge density and area also increases, therefore attraction is bonding, and charge density decreases, therefore no attraction, that is repulsion. The energy of bonding MOs, there is no attraction in repulsion, therefore the dear friends, the energy of bonding MOs is always less than the energy of anti-bonding MOs, therefore the bond formation takes place by bonding MOs is always more stable as compared to the bond formation takes place by the anti-bonding MOs. So these are the very interesting phenomenon or very interesting point related to the postulates of molecular orbital theory. Now I am given to you notation of molecular orbital theory. This is the very important point, which is the notation of molecular orbital theory. Now dear students, now I am explaining you the very interesting point, that one is called as the notation of molecular orbital theory. How we represent that molecule, you know, the atomic orbital we are represented by the notation of atomic orbital. You know, when electron present in the atom, the notation of atomic orbital written. See what is the notations of orbitals. Notations of what? Orbitals. This is the very interesting phenomenon how we noted the orbital. You know, my friend, dear student, atomic orbital we notated by atomic orbital. How we recognize atomic orbital? Either electron present in s orbital or p orbital or d orbital or f orbital. This is the representation of atomic orbital. It means might maybe happen such electron present in this particular orbital, might maybe s, might maybe p, or might maybe d or f. But what is the notation of molecular orbital? See toward this, for you know, notation of molecular orbital for bonding molecular orbital. Listen very carefully. For bonding molecular orbital, friend, see toward this. For bonding molecular orbitals, we rotated either sigma. Sigma is a bonding molecular orbital. Then after that sigma, this is pi. Pi is also bonding molecular orbital, and this one is called as the delta. Delta is also bonding molecular orbital. Might maybe sigma, might maybe pi, or might maybe what? Delta. Now for anti-bonding molecular orbital, what is the notation for? What is the notation for, my friend, anti-bonding molecular orbital? See here the notation for anti-bonding molecular orbital. The sigma becomes sigma star. What indicates? Sigma is a bonding MOs and sigma star is the anti-bonding MOs. Listen very carefully. After pi become the what? Pi star, and delta become the delta star. Star represent anti-bonding MOs and sigma represent the bonding MOs. Now I will draw energy level diagram for molecular orbital by decreasing order of their energy, because it have some interesting phenomenon. It have a 2 point, which is that 2 point. How to write this concept? Because in those molecule which have a electron less than 14, for that molecule we have a one notation, and those molecule which have a electron more than 14, for that molecule which have a another notation. Means what? Now crystal clearly I will represent you molecular orbital diagram. Suppose for example formation of O2 molecule. So which is the real molecular orbital diagram? Formation of O2 molecule we will discussing in the next one. I will give you shapes of molecular orbital. See, shapes of molecular orbital. What is the shape of molecular orbital? Before going to discussing the real approach of the molecular orbital theory, you write down notation of orbital. Atomic orbital notated by S, P, D and F. For bonding molecular orbital, either sigma or pi or delta. For anti-bonding molecular orbital, either sigma star or pi star or what? Delta star. These are the notation for bonding as well as anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Now my friends, we are going toward the shape of molecular orbitals. This also you must know. Then we go toward the applications. What is the shapes of molecular orbitals? Now what is the meaning of shapes of molecular orbital? Now first I am given to you what is the shapes of sigma orbitals. Okay friends, you know very well sigma orbital is symmetrical. Suppose for example this is one S, this is one S. This is because S orbital have a circular in shape, it is a spherical in shape, it does not have any direction. This is 1s, and this dark region is called as, the overlapping region. This region is called as what? Dear friend, this region is called as the overlapping region. Okay, then after overlapping what's happened? 1s, 2 orbital is there, it gives 2 molecular orbital. Out of the 2 molecular orbital, 1 molecular orbital is called as the bonding, that is called positive overlapping, which I mentioned already, because same sign overlapping is called as the bonding molecular orbital. And another orbital is called like, because it doesn't have any node now, but another orbital have a one node, and this is plus and this is minus, and this is BMOs. What is mean of BMOs? Because those orbital which have a lower in energy than atomic orbital, those orbital which have lower in energy than atomic orbital, then this is the energy level diagram. This is bonding MOs, and those orbital which have a higher in energy than atomic orbitals, this is called as the anti-bonding MOs. My friend, bonding MOs and anti-bonding MOs, this is what? This is the lower energy, and what about this is what? This is the higher energy, lower energy and higher energy, because it have a node. Now this is called as the S orbital. Now what about the shape of, second we consider the shape of p orbitals. Dear student, what is the shape of p orbital? How we consider here? You know very well p orbital have a already shape p orbital. This is one orbital, and suppose we consider this is the another orbital. This is a region of overlapping. Okay, this is what? Overlapping region. This is overlapping region. Now what happen when this wave function addition gives bonding orbital, and wave function of subtraction gives what? Subtraction gives anti-bonding orbital. How to write the bonding orbital? You know, this is the plus, this is the plus, and finally we write this is minus. This is the bonding orbital which is formed by either sigma px. And what is the anti-bonding molecular orbital? Anti-bonding molecular orbital we write like this way, minus, this is the plus, and this is called as the anti-bonding which have a one nodal plane. You know, it is nodal plane. This also have nodal plane, this also have nodal plane. So these are the shapes of this atomic orbital. Now pi molecular orbital, I think as per my idea, this is end on overlapping of p orbital, or pi, this is end on overlapping, which is called as the sigma bond. And if it is sidewise overlapping, then this is plus means this is pi bond, plus means bonding MOs, and suppose pi bond is formed by plus plus, and this is called as this is BMOs, and this is ABMO. This is pi bond, and this is what? This is what? Sigma bond. So these are the shapes of orbital. Now my friends, what is the real application of this molecular orbital theory? What is the energy level diagram of the molecular orbital theory? The energy level diagram and application we will discussing in the next videos. Thank you very much.